Great.
That was a very interesting discussion also. Thank you for your time.
Very cool. All right, easy.
Now we move on to our next speaker, Shamli the next topics. Shamli, it's all yours.
Om Rim Namo Arhantanam. Om Rim Namo Siddhanam. Om Rim Namo Ayariyanam. Om Rim Namo Uvachhayanam. Om Rim Namo Loe Sabbasamunam. Om Rim Namo Arhantanam. Om Rim Namo Siddhanam. Om Rim Namo Ayariyanam. Om Rim Namo Uvachhayanam. Om Rim Namo Loe Sabbasamunam. Om Rim Namo Arhantanam. Om Rim Namo Siddhanam. Om Rim Namo Ayariyanam. Om Rim Namo Uvachhayanam. Om Rim Namo Loe Sabbasamunam. Eso Panchanamukaro Sabbakavakanasano Mangalanam Cha Sabvesim Paramam Havai Mangalam Paramam Havai Mangalam. Manoj bhai, can I share screen? Aradhya Kichalana Vandana, Pankajidode Kichalana Vandana. Dear students, today's our topic is turning fear into power. All of us have fear. I want to start today's my talk with a story or example, or we can say reality also. And in the present time of COVID-19, like once an epidemic, we can say like COVID-19, was entering a village. And the guard of village asked the epidemic as to how many people it intended to kill. The epidemic replied that it had intentions of killing 500 people. Okay. Now when the epidemic was returning back, the guard stopped and accused it of lying. You said 500, but you killed 1,000 people. The epidemic replied, I killed only 500. The other 500, they died fearing that they had the disease. So it happens. That is the means of fear. Anger, hatred, greed, guilt, and hopelessness are some of the harmful thoughts people carry. But fear tops the least. It can even be fatal. You can say fear is a disease that, like a termite, destroys a person's life. Fear makes a person feel inferior. Fear itself, the root cause of most failures. The fear of failure sometimes leads the person to commit suicide also. So it's fear. It's very, very, you can say, very bad for our life. And we unknowingly carry such dangerous thing within us. We see people around us leading fearful lives. We learn of many tragic events through TV, newspaper, media, YouTube, etc., which take place only due to fear. So, what is fear? When we want to turn fear into power, so first of all, we should know what is fear. When we are thinking about fear, we can get that human react to fear in three ways. First is fight. Muster up courage and fight the source of tension. Or second is flight. Feel terrified and flee frantically to escape. And the third one is freeze, become immobilized, motionless and mute. We are reacting like this, but when we are talking about fear, we're getting three words: fear, phobia, and panic. So what is the difference between fear, phobia, and panic? So first is fear. The starting is a fear, a response to an external threat, and usually it produces changes in suppressed body and action. So the next thing is phobia, an excessive enduring fear of objects or situation that interferes with a person's normal life. That is a phobia. But the third one is panic, intense or overpowering surges of fear. The root cause of all of these is fear. If we don't have fear, we'll not have phobia and panic also. So we should know about fear. So first step, we should accept that we have fear. Many times it happens that we are not accepting that we have fear. So I want that, I think all of you know that which type of fear you have. And when I'm narrating any fear, please note down that which type of fear you have, because it will help you to convert it in your power. So please take your paper and pen. So how many types of fear? So we can say fear of unknown, fear of nature, fear of insecurity, and fear of people. And last one is some fears are also useful for us. So it's useful fear are good, but the rest fear. So first of all, we'll think about fear of unknown. I gave some examples, but it can be many. First is fear of future. So future is unknown and uncertain, and thus people worry about it. Too much anxiety and worry about the future makes us fearful of future. So if you have fear of future, you should think, you can note down. And in the current situation, many people asking us, Samiji, what will be in future? What will be our future? Is this earth going to come destroy? What will happen? But I want to say that no, according to Jainism, the earth will never destroy. And this is the fifth era. Before that sixth era will come, some changes will be there. But still, this is the fifth era, and it passed only 2,600 years, around 2,600 years, and it is mean its total fifth era is 21,000 years. So it's time, but people have a fear. The next second fear is fear of darkness. I think you will find that you know all these things, but please note down. If you have this type of fear, any fear, so you can work on it. Fear of death. Fear of death is also like we can say that in this world, most of people have fear of death. So when anybody goes to crematorium or that time, they feel more fear, and that's why generally people don't want to take their small kids to crematorium and that, so they don't get fear. And next is fear of God also. Some people have fear of God, that if we'll do this, God will punish us. If we'll eat this, God will punish us. But according to Jainism, there is no God. We ourselves are God. And God is not doing anything with us. Whatever we are doing, we are attracting karma according to our deeds. And according to our deeds, we are attracting that attracted karma replies us. So fear of God is also, people have that fear. Then next is fear of nature. So fear of nature, and fear of nature, we can say fear of animals, any type of animals or birds. Yeah, because if some people know that there is a cockroach or lizard in the kitchen, that woman, if some woman know, they will not, she will not go. Even some people, say that either they will live in this house or we. So fear of animals is a very, people have that fear also. Fear of animals like dogs and any that harmful creatures. Then fear of disease or illness. When in the current time, when we are hearing about COVID-19, every day many people get frightened. Many times, youngsters call us and ask, Samiji, what will happen? We have too much fear that what will happen with our family, what will happen with us, how will we survive? COVID-19 is very dangerous. It is spreading all over the world. What I do? What should I do? And what happens? This frightened people then search for symptoms of such diseases in themselves. If they find any which they are sure to, they exaggerate it and start fearing that they have acquired the disease. Because of any allergy, if their nose starts to running, they will think like, oh, maybe I have COVID-19. So this fear also weakens our immune system. Then fear of water. Many people have fear of water. Due to this fear, they do not enter any swimming pool or ponds, and the fear even going near water. So it can happen. And next is the fear of open roads on open sky. Some people fear open space. They have difficulty even when crossing highways because they feel that something will happen, something will come to them. And the next is fear of accident and blood. Many people, because we are going here and there in all over the world, so we find all types of people. We meet all types of people, and some people like they have too much fear of accidents and blood. So they don't want to go themselves out of their house, and they also don't allow their family members that they should go out of the house. So it's very hard. And for blood, I can say, yeah, I have a fear of blood. I think because in my childhood, I had some accident or something, I can say, burnt my hand, and it was I was too small, and because of that, I think it happened with me that whenever I see blood, I feel dizziness. I feel like my head is something uneasiness. So fear of blood, also that, and fear of insecurity. Many people have fear of insecurity, like fear of old age. They have fear that in old age we can't work, and if our family will be not with us, who will do our work, and what will happen in our old age. So fear of old age is the insecurities, or fear of heights. When people goes to height, they feel very insecure and they feel dizziness. Or fear of closed places. It happens with many people that when they go to closed places like elevator or anywhere, and they generally if they are alone, they try to avoid elevators. They try to go by stairs because they feel insecurity. They have fear. And fear of number 13 also that. I was discussing with Elder Kshantipragya, and she replied that when she was in London, she found that there is no number 13, no 13th floor in any building. So it's like a fear of 13, number 13. And next is fear of people. Please note down whatever fear you have so you can work on this. Okay? This type of any fear if you have, you can work on it. So fear of people, the first one is fear of stage. Because we have an audience in front of us and then we get stage fear. And when they have stage fear, when people have stage fear, what they are thinking? They are thinking that if there are 400 people are there, it means 800 eyes are staring them. So it's too hard to bear or deal with them. So Because of that, also speakers bring mistakes. Yeah, if they have fear, this I will discuss about it. Spoiler. Then next is fear of teachers in school or in colleges, and some children fear teachers and ridiculed from their classmates. Due to this fear, they do not attempt to ask questions. They have difficulty even answering the questions they know well. Like you can see here, that small kid answered wrong. 12 minus 3 is equal to 15. So they know, but because of fear, they are doing wrong. Then fear of doctors. Many people fear doctors. Primarily, some fear injections, or they will take the bitterest of medicines, even tolerate health problems, but will avoid taking injection, not to speak of operation. If they can't take injection, how they can face the operation? It's very impossible for them. Then fear of pundits. It's not in America, it's not too much, but in Indian countries, Asian countries, the pundits and priests are adept and extracting money from people by creating fear. They make statements such as the gods are angry with you because you have not performed some specific ritual, or it is very important for the well-being of you and your family. And like this, they are make people to fear. So what happens? The ignorant people believe in them and also fear them. So next is the fear of ghosts. I think many of you have started job, and it can be you. This fear also you can have. People fear their ghosts since the fear being dismissed from their job, and owing to this fear, they are unable to work properly and constantly make mistakes. So these are the fear of people. Then uncommon fear are also there. Some uncommon fears are like fear of stars. Some people have fear of stars, that so they will not go at night time out from their houses or open sky. And then fear on anger. Some people fear what they may do in a fit of rage, breaking things, hitting someone, etc. So they have fear of their own anger, and fear of dying unmarried. Some people fear that they may die before their marriage. So it's also an uncommon fear. And some people have a fear that keeping a big amount is a very bad thing, because some people they think that too much money, since they believe that it may invite theft or murder. So these are the uncommon fears. And we can say some fear can be useful also, like if exam fear, students have exam fear, fear of exams, and if that exam fear makes him concentrate better for study, so it is good for him. And fear of audience, like if fear of audience makes speaker prepare his subject matter better, so it is also good for him. I can say that I don't know very proper English, but when I have to give class, I have to prepare more and more. Maybe you'll find that some mistakes are there, but because I have to give speech in English, I have to prepare. So it's like a subject matter. I want to try my better to make my subject matter better. Sudden, that is fear of ghosts. If someone has fear of ghosts and it makes that person focused on his work, then it is also good. So we can make list more for useful fears. But now I want to discuss about Jainism. According to Jainism, what is fear? Which type of fears are there? So according to Jainism, first is ihalok bhaya. Ihalok means bhaya means fear. Ihalok means fear of this world. Fear of this world. That in this world they have whatever they have. They feel that it will be separate from there. What will happen if their family will be separate from there? What will happen if their money will go away? Anybody will take their money or their property? What will happen with them? What will they do? So this type of thinking, ये लोक है. Then parlok hai. Parlok. Here parlok is what is parlok. So parlok is like not humans, much rather than human, means animals or any other they have fear of animals, birds and insects that they will be harm them, or they have fear of after birth also. Then adan bhai. Adan bhai, it's like also like whatever I have, and because of that, if I have any prestige and all that things, so it should be not gone. I should have that. So I should maintain my prestige, my name and fame. So I should do something for that. This is adan hai, fear of that type of fear. Then akasmat hai, fear of accident. So accident is not like only this accident that on road it is happening or anywhere else, but wherever, whatever is that unaccepted or generally it is not happening, it is accident. According to Jainism, in this akasmat bhai is like if any robbery happens with you or any that type of case or this type of accident, anything happens with you, it is akasmat bhai. Then vedana bhai. People have that fear also that if I will have that pain, or how will I suffer it, how will I overcome that pain. So this vedana bhai is there also. And then ashlok bhai. Ashlok bhai, it is like when some people get any post. Now they want to be still on that post. They want to say their post, that this post should be our only, mine only, and all people should give respect me, obey me. So there is a shlok bhai. And then last one is a maran bhai. So death, fear of death. So it has all people, generally all creatures of this world have this death fear. So these are the 7 types of bhai, or we can say fear, according to Jainism, and all these 7 are described in Thanam Sutra, Thanam. So next, what we should do? We accept it. I think you had made the list that which type of fears you have, right? So we accepted it. Now know the cause and eradicate the effects. So what is the cause of this fears? Causes of fear. So first one is our thoughts. Our thoughts are also cause of our fear. When we think negatively, we feel more fearful. I want to share one story about this, that how our thought works. There was a man and he was lying beneath a wish fulfilling tree. We can say it according to Jainism and Jain terminology, it is a kalpariksha. So he wished that he could have something to eat, and immediately food appeared from the air, thin air. So he ate, and then he thought something should be to drink. Also drink appeared, and he drank that thing. And then next wish was that wealth and based on with that all come, whatever he wished, he got it. But the last thought was, which thought frightened him. He thought that thieves would kill him and would take away his all belongings. And the next moment, he was dead. So it was only his negative thoughts. The positive thoughts lead to positive events, and negative thoughts invite negative events. Thus, the first important reason for the fear is our own thoughts. Our mind is our wish fulfilling tree. And second is parents. Sometimes parents in their children's childhood, they are frighten them that if you do this, this will happen. If you not obey us, ghost will come and take you, bring you. So this type of parents' thoughts and this type of their affirmation makes the kids very fearful. Then third one is lack of faith in universal law. This is also we can say that's important cause, because lack of knowledge of universal principles and we can say it's a lack of faith in universal law, we get frightened. People who do not know the principles and rules that govern the event of this world tend to be fearful of dangerous possibilities that surrounded their lives. So those who know the principles and rules of nature live beyond all fears. The fourth cause is collective belief. So what I want to say about this is that one incident, once it happened in India, in Delhi, that a monkey-faced man attacks people at night. And it featured in TV news, and that further fueled the humor. It created quite a fear in the surrounding areas, and people stopped moving alone at night. Eventually, it turned out to be a few unconnected mugging instances in the area, which had led to the humor. So we tend to accept collective beliefs and fear as fact without questioning. So these are collective beliefs are also become reason for our fear. The next is past tragic events. So some events or accidents in person's life create fear. Some people give undue importance to childhood event, and the memory of that event becomes the basis for their related fear in their life. So past tragic events are also the reason for their fear. Then sixth one is ordinary events of daily life. So what are the ordinary events, like when child is there and suddenly what happens? The child drops and breaks a glass article. The parents scold or beat the child. This could create fear in the child for such events. The child sees his father getting upset or some are not lifting the phone properly. He tends to behave similarly when he grows up. When we see people getting tense, worried, fearful about certain things, unless we are alert, we assume this to be normal behavior and start behaving accordingly. So these are the causes of, we can, if we go in depth, we can get more causes, but these are the common causes for fear. So now what the third step? We accepted our fear. We know the cause of fear. Now the third step is weaken the roots of fear. So what we should do to weaken the roots of fear? First step is face the fear. There is no fear. When you are facing the fear, you'll find that there is no fear. No problem. So first step, face the fear. There is no fear. So do the thing you fear, and the fear will disappear. Whatever you have fear, do that thing, and that fear will disappear. If you fear going to kitchen at night, make it a point to go there at night. The fear of going to the kitchen in the dark will disappear. Common sense says that if there is really someone in the kitchen, he can as well come to the bedroom. If someone is in kitchen, he can come to bedroom also. So there is a fear, and then fear will disappear. The second thing is desensitize yourself towards the fear. If a guest comes to your house, and when you are giving attention to them, they will stay at your home, they will talk with you. But if you are not giving any attention, then what will happen? They will not stay at your home. They will think to go as far or fast as they can. So in the same way, desensitize yourself towards the fear. We should take far from ourselves for that particular situation, or we should not think about that. Then third one is laugh at your fears, because we know many of our fears are not that like true fear. They are not in real. So we can laugh at our fear. Like if you are afraid of a cockroach and think that I am afraid of such a small creature, ha ha, and that will grab me, ha ha ha. So like cockroach can't grab us, it can't do anything wrong with us, but we have fear. So we should think about it, and we should laugh at our fear, and by that we can eradicate our fear. Once two friends all dressed up, and they were going for an interview, and a bird spilled its droppings on one of them. Now think they are going for interview, and it's the first interview. They are well dressed, and one girl droppings on the one of them. The other friend quipped, "Oh no, what will you do now?" The first friend removed the stuff with a piece of paper, and it's nothing, thank God, cows don't fly. They both had a heavy laugh and walked on. So anyone can laugh in comfortable conditions, but it takes courage and wisdom. We are celebrating wisdom, right? So it's courage and it's wisdom to face the fear, to laugh at our fear. So it's take courage and wisdom to laugh in adverse conditions. We all laugh at other people's fears and mistakes. But what is more important is to laugh at our own fears and mistakes. So these are the 3 steps. By these steps, we will weaken the roots of fear. We can weaken the roots of fear. The next is, 4th step is make the tree of fear to fall. We make it weaken. Now we should try to fall it. So how we can fall it? The first step is apply the law of averages. How to apply the law of averages? So in this we can say that one example I want to give, that a person has a fear of accident of train. So he used to fear traveling by train because of the possibility of accident. So what does the law of average say? How many times do trains run between, if I talk about, I don't know about America, but about India. So how many times trains run about between Pune to Mumbai in a year? So answer will be about 10,000 trains or more than it. Okay. How many accidents take place in a year? 2, 3 or 5. Okay. What are the chances of accident occurring in a train one is traveling in? 5 out of 10,000. It means that is 0.05%, right? So in contrast, when a farmer plugs his field, there is about 50% possibility of no rain, less rain or too much rain. Yet he plugs his field. Should one then spoil his journey fearing something that has only a 0.05% possibility of occurring? Right? No. One more example, that a student used to fear failing in exams. So what does the law of average say? How many exams has that student taken till now? Say about 100. Then though he has felt this fear of failure before each of those exams, right? So how many times he had actually failed? How many times? So never. But let us suppose that he has failed once. So what is the probability of his failing this time? 0% or just 1%, right? So if there is a 1% possibility of failing, then why fear? We should not fear. So law of averages, we should apply the law of averages. The second step for this is rational logical thinking. Rational or logical thinking. So what is it? We all have intellect, but we don't always use it, right? Fear is in many situations can be overcome by simple use of common sense and rational thinking. Once a man was going for an interview. He was muchly afraid in his situation. Let us see can get over his fear by using his so rational thinking. Are you going there to beg them for something? Interviewer, no, I'm going to the response to their advertisement for a job in the newspaper. Okay, if you don't perform well, are they going to beat you up? No, they will not touch me. Okay, so the worst that can happen is that you will not get the job you never had, and you will still gain the useful experience of having attended this interview. What are they afraid of? Right? So thus we must deploy intellect and wisdom in every situation to keep the fear at bay. You can use rational thinking or overcome most fear. Say you are afraid of cockroaches. These are the common sense questions you need to ask yourself. What harm can this small creature do to me? Can I kill it easily? If so, I decided, but according to Jainism, we should not kill them. Okay? So we should fear whom? Do I fear the cockroach or should the cockroach fear me? So by applying this rational thinking, we can overcome the fear. The third state is internal guidance or intuition. We sometimes choose one output of many options based not on factual data but on our inner gut feeling, our inner gut feelings, or that choice proves right. So this is intuition power. We all have it. You can feel it whenever you want to do something and you have many choices of so which choice is right. You can feel that, yeah, this is right or this is wrong. So how do birds fly away even before an impending mashup is to occur? It is intuition that guides him. In the Himalaya region, just 1 month before the start of snowfall, birds start flying. Where? Towards the warmer region. The most advanced of instruments fail to predict the advent of snowfall correctly, but these birds are never wrong. Who is guiding them? It is intuition. I remember when we were in Kathmandu, Nepal, before maybe 3-4 years, there was a very, I can say what term? It was earthquake, very big, very dangerous situation was that. That time I was studying masters, so I used to study till night, late night. I always every day listen, heard the crying of dogs and cats, and generally I used to say logos that time, but I felt generally when I chant logos, they stop that crying. But that in those days, they didn't stop it. They continuously keeping crying and crying. And after a few days, there was earthquake. Because they knew it in advance. It was the intuition. And after earthquake also, when aftershocks were coming, before aftershocks, before few seconds, all crows start to chirping or like they start to noise. And by that we got that, yeah, now again, so after soap will come. So they have intuition and also we have intuition. So intuition means tuition from within. You know tuition, right? So what is intuition? Intuition is a tuition from within. So we should use our intuition power also. And this is also, we can say, I want to give some fear liberating mantra or meditation and something. So first of all, according to Jainism, we are God. All souls have the capacity that they can be a God. They can be a pure soul. So keep in your mind that I have infinite energy, infinite knowledge, all, and I can be a God. So nobody can do wrong with me. The second thing is third camera technique. For this, I want to say that take a deep breath, slowly exhale, close your eyes, and whatever you make, I know that you make a list. So imagine, start to imagine. Whatever I am suggesting you, start to imagine that you are standing atop of balcony of the third floor of a house, or that you are poised at the corner of the ceiling or roof in an empty room. Then from the top, see a second image of yourself. See the second image of yourself with a stick in your hand. Now see yourself reading the object of your fear. It could be an insect, an animal, or anything. For whatever you have fear. From the top, see the object of your fear on the ground in front of your second image. For example, if you fear an insect, see the insect in front of you. If you fear of any animal, see that animal in front of you. Now see your second image pushing away the insect with the stick. See the insect approaching you once more. Once more, push it away with the stick. Say this rapidly. Remember, you are only seeing this from quite far, from atop of ceiling or from the top of the balcony. You are enjoying pushing away the insect that you are doing repeatedly. Now see yourself pushing away the insect and simultaneously hear the band of the circus playing in the background. You are now pushing away the insect on the beats of the music. This might seem quite funny. Once you are able to see the complete picture with music clearly, Now see the same picture in the quick motion in the reverse order repeatedly, as if you have pushed the rewind button in your mind. Now see the same picture rapidly in the forward order, as if you have pushed the fast forward button in your mind. The speed of things occurring should go up significantly, and so will the pace of music. Having seen it in the reverse and forward directions, see it happening in slow motion. Now ask yourself, how do you feel now? Is the fear still unpleasant? Repeat the visualization technique. You can repeat it. But now, for now, slowly open your eyes. You can visualize this technique for any type of fear. You may even use it for stage fear or anything. If you have stage fear, instead of insect, you can see audience, that audience are there and you are giving speech. You are a very good speaker and they are appreciating you. You can see all that things. So these are the very good things. Okay, one more thing I want to, if you have paper and pen, I want to see you, like I want to meet you with a world's greatest psychiatrist. Do you want to write their name? If you want to write world's greatest psychiatrist name. So first you can write the sentence. There is one very good psychiatrist who can rid you of all your fears. Take down his name and address. First name, keep the blank, then address, keep it also blank. Okay. Now at the name, at the place of name, write your full name. And at the address, place of address, write your address. Yes. You are the psychiatrist who will drive away your fears. The others can guide you, give you a book or essays or preaching, lecture, but finally you have to act and win over your fears. So some more things according to this is meditation, visualization you can use. Then one mantra is Namo Abhaydayanam. If you feel that I can't do meditation, but I can do chanting, so this is a very good mantra. Namo Abhaydayanam. You can chant daily, one rosary, 108 times, this mantra, Namo Abhaydayanam, and you will feel with this mantra, when you do this mantra, you feel that your fears are going away. Next thing is contemplation of fearlessness and praksha meditation. It's very scientifically, this contemplation is that contemplation of fearlessness. So you can also do that. And one more thing is color meditation. If you like color meditation, you can do bright pink colors meditation. It is also good for to eradicate your fear, to destroy, to remove your fears. Okay, so thank you. If any of you have any question. Otherwise, મનોજભાઈ.
Samani, thank you very much for this great session, and I hope kids have taken all the notes, and we'll see you again all next time. Thank you.
મંગલ પાઠ.
Mangal Path, Shamli.
नमो अरहंताणं नमो सिद्धाणं नमो ऐर्याणं नमो वच्छायणं नमो द्वे सब्बसाहुणं एसो पंचनमुक्कारु सब्बपावपणासनं मंगलाणं च सब्बेसिं परमं भवे मंगलं चत्तारि मंगलम् अरहंता मंगलं सिद्धा मंगलं साहु मंगलं केवली पन्नत्तो धम्मो मंगलं चत्तारि लोकोत्तमा अरहंता लोकोत्तमा सिद्धा लोकोत्तमा साहु लोकोत्तमा केवली पन्नत्तो धम्मो लोकोत्तमो चत्तारि शरणं पवच्छामि अरहन्ते शरणं पवच्छामि सिद्धे शरणं पवच्छामि साहु शरणं पवच्छामि केवली पन्नत्तं धम्मं शरणं पवच्छामि विघ्नहरण मंगलकरण स्वाम भिक्षुनो नाम गुणोलक समरण किया सरे अचिंत्याकाम सरे अचिंत्याकाम सरे अचिंत्याकाम.
वंदामिनम स्वामी शमनी जी.
हाँ
सुख साधन.
हाँ गुरुदेव के पास जाता है.
तो से
मनोज भाई.
हाँ शमली जी.
રેકોર્ડિંગ પણ બંધ કરી શકીએ અને નેક્સ્ટ ટાઈમ આપણે ધ્યાન રાખવાનું બીજું સેશન ચાલુ